Hello upday and welcome to another edition of the Kilted Climber. As I promised in my earlier video, in this video I'm going to talk about the things I miss the most about Scotland. I'm very homesick Scotsman at the moment, you know, after a couple of weeks home at Christmas time. Coming back to Italy left me a bit down in the dumps. Not despondent, however. I know this is a very spectacular part of the world to be living in, but yeah, just every now and then, you know, get a little tug on the heartstrings and fancy a wee venture home. So I'm going to bring you 7 things I miss the most about Scotland. Now, the first thing I miss about Scotland, which has to be number one really, otherwise my mother would perhaps kill me, is my family. I miss my family big time. Mum, dad, sister, who happens to live out in New York. I only see her really back in Scotland at Christmas time and occasionally in the summer for a couple of days at a time. And also my dog, who's a lovely little fella. You know, living here in Italy, people are very family oriented, you know. They eat together, they spend a lot of time together on the weekends, the evenings, meet up for lunch even. And yeah, it's something that makes me miss my family all the more. Mum, dad, sis, Doug, if you're watching this, miss you big time. Number 2 of the things I miss the most about Scotland is probably a bit of a surprise to most of you. It is cuisine and beverages. So it seems absolutely ridiculous, in fact, seeing as I'm in. How we doing there? How we doing? Oh, we're okay. We're okay. Seeing as I live in Italy, which is sort of famed for its gastronomy and so on, that I should be lamenting missing Scottish cuisine and beverages, but there you go. Probably wouldn't be the case if my mum didn't make such a mean scone and so on. Fairy cakes, mince and tatties, you know, these things. Things that I just can't get in Italy. Yeah, there's plenty of pasta, lovely pasta, pizza, and all that. But yeah, just every now and then fancy a wee bit of a scone, caramel wafer, mince tatties, haggis, you know. You can take the boy out of Scotland, but you can't take Scotland out of the boy. Beverage wise, well, a bit of a strange one actually. I'm a teetotal myself, I'm a non-drinker, perhaps the only Scotsman that is of that inclination. Yeah, that's probably the reason I'm here. You know, they exiled me, kicked me out. We're going to have a teetotaler living in a country renowned for its whiskey and lagers and so on. But no, I miss beverages wise, obviously. I miss the old iron brew, even though some absolute roaster has decided that the recipe for iron brew isn't good enough, and in recent weeks they've decided to change it. Yeah, not happy, not pleased about that in the slightest. There could be a small war next time I return home. Yeah, so cuisine and beverages. Strange one, I know, but there you go. Right, so the third thing I miss the most about Scotland is probably a bit of a surprise as well. It's the language. Here in Bella Italia, Italian obviously is a very beautiful language. If you hear people speaking it, you sort of fall in love randomly throughout the day. But yeah, Scottish language for me is absolutely beautiful in itself and incredibly humorous. And just some words that I adore. For example, today, in standard English today, we would probably call a little bit overcast with sort of mild rain showers. In Scotland, it would be dricht, which I think, you know, it sounds a lot more like the day it's talking about. Dricht, aye. Tons of other things, there's so many of them. Glaket, a Gurner, and yeah, I spent a lot of time up in the north of Scotland not so many years ago, up in Moray near Elgin. Worked in a place in Forres, and I remember turning up every morning and hearing "Fit like Lun," which won't mean much to many of you, but for them, translated would be something like, "How is one today, young sir?" Yeah, just lots of character in the language. Miss it big time. Nothing better than getting off the plane in Edinburgh when I'm going home and hearing those Scottish accents for the first time after a wee while away. It's yeah, really good feeling. So, next thing I miss the most about Scotland is the sea. Aye, so I grew up in just on the edge of the East Neuk of Fife, and you know, could always hear the rumble of the sea, even from my bedroom window when I was a lad. And yeah, I love going for little walks down the beach and so on. And here in Italy, I'm up in the Alps, so I'm pretty far away from the sea, and Scotland just has mile upon mile of absolutely dramatic and spectacular coastline. Yeah, love it when I get home in the summertime, getting my roam on, heading up to the northwest coast. If you haven't been there, I'd highly recommend it. Okay, next thing I miss the most about Scotland will also be a bit of a shocker. It's the hills and the mountains. So I might seem again a little bit ridiculous given that I live in the Alps. I'm sort of sat right now in the midst of countless 3,000, 4,000 metre peaks. But yeah, I absolutely miss the Scottish hills. They're maybe not as lofty and spectacular as some of these, but yeah, they're more nuanced mountains, I think. You know, they've got a lot of character to them, a lot of subtleties and wonderful colours, you know, throughout the year. Nothing quite warms the heart like seeing a Scottish hill, Scottish mountain, cloaked in heather, with the sun shining on it in a summer's day. And in the winter time when the snow's out, absolutely beautiful as well. So not the biggest mountains in the world, but very wild, you know, and tons to explore. So if you're a budding mountaineer, hill walker or whatever, and you don't have Scotland on your tick list, do it now. So next thing I miss most about Scotland, the sense of humour. So Scots have got a particularly wicked sense of humour. Yeah, the Italians where I live here, you know, they've got a pretty damn good sense of humour as well. But I don't know if you know them, but I would highly recommend checking out Billy Connolly and Kevin Bridges, even Frankie Boyle if you like stuff that's a little bit close to the bone. Scots comedians who are sort of pee yourself funny, you know, they're not just standard funny, but like actual pee yourself funny. Yeah, and even, you know, away from famed comedians and so on, just a little bit of banter down the pub or in the shop or whatever. Yeah, tend to be quite a few humorous people in Scotland, and that's another thing I miss a great deal. Now, Another thing I miss a lot about Scotland is its wildness. Not just about in the landscape, but also in the spirit of the people, you know. So here, living in Europe in the Alps, most of the mountainous zones are fairly built up. You know, there's a lot of ski stations and refugee mountain huts all over the shop. In Scotland, you don't have that. You know, you go for a walk in the hills, as we call them, and you know, there's a fair chance that you won't see anyone for a good couple of days, and there's absolutely nothing there. Apart from the odd bit of wildlife. So the wildness is certainly of the landscapes and also of the spirit. You know, I think maybe the landscape has affected the national character a little bit, and individuals too. Makes us fairly wild people. As a confession, I would have to say that missing that wildness is part of what inspired this whole Kilted Climber business. Getting my kilt on once in a while makes me sort of recall that what would you say, perhaps primal instinct or memory of where I come from, and yeah, love it, absolutely love it. I've recommended it before, but seeing as there have been a few of you commenting Scots abroad and so on, if you're missing home, best thing I think you can do, get the kilt on, get a bit of climbing on, get out in the mountains and let the wildness out. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed that list of the things I missed the most about Scotland. If you happen to be a Scot abroad yourself, I hope you're not missing the homeland or any of these things quite as much as I am, and or if you are, I hope you'll be heading back there sometime soon to make the most of Scotland and all the goodness it has to offer. Kilted Climber will be back again soon with more kilted climbing and general nonsense, and look forward to seeing you then. Take care guys, bye bye.